Good morning friends. Today we discuss about the topic In Situ Conservation Wildlife Sanctuaries. In situ conservation is the on-site conservation or the conservation of genetic resources in natural populations of plant or animal species such as forest genetic resources in natural populations of vegan species. This process protects the inhabitants and ensures the sustainability of the environment and ecosystem. Wildlife sanctuary can be defined as the area in which the birds and animals are protected and are kept safely in their natural habitats, protecting them from the illegal activities like poaching and trafficking. Other terms for wildlife sanctuary are natural reserve, biosphere reserve, or a conservation area. In situ conservation in protected areas. In situ conservation is the on-site conservation of plants and animals in their natural environments. So it involves the conservation of total ecosystems in protected areas. Protected areas are distinct areas of land and sea, identified, managed and preserved for the long-term protection and conservation of biodiversity, including ecosystem services and the socio-cultural heritage of mankind. In these areas, resident species, natural ecosystems, ecological processes and ecosystem services are well protected. Protected areas fall under two main categories: terrestrial and aquatic. Terrestrial protected areas include natural parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, natural wild heritage sites, conservation reserves, community reserves, biodiversity heritage sites, important bird areas, transbounding protected areas, wilderness areas, natural monument, species management area, protected landscape, etc. The main conservation activity in terrestrial protected areas are the following: maintenance of the viable populations of all native species and subspecies, maintenance of habitats and communities unchanged, maintenance of the genetic diversity of all existing species, prevention of the introduction of exotic species by man. Aquatic protected areas include Ramsar wetland sites and important coastal protected areas (ICAMPA). Marine protected areas are mainly the intertidal and subtidal regions. Marine protected areas are concerned with the following activities. First one, protection and recovery or rebuilding of the depleted populations of marine organisms. Protection and maintenance of critical habitats and endangered species. Maintenance of the biodiversity and ecological processes of marine and coastal ecosystem. Sustainable exploitation and utilization of marine resources. Restoration of degraded marine and coastal habitats. Currently, there are 103 national parks, 543 wildlife sanctuaries, 18 biosphere reserves, 8 natural world heritage sites, 73 conservation reserves, 45 community reserves, 9 biodiversity heritage sites, 467 important bird areas, 26 Ramsar wetland sites and 131 marine protected areas in India. Wildlife sanctuaries. Wildlife sanctuary is an area set apart for the preservation of wildlife under natural conditions. In it, killing, hunting or capturing of any species is prohibited. In India, sanctuary is usually established by an order of gazette notification of the state government. So, the demerit of a sanctuary is that it can be denotified merely by an order of gazette notification of the state government, which is the main difference between a national park and a sanctuary. In addition, removal or exploitation of wildlife or forest produce from a sanctuary requires the recommendation of the State Board for Wildlife, while such activities in a national park requires the recommendation of the National Board for Wildlife. Next, Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary. Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary and National Park is located in the Kardamam and Pantalam Hills in the Western Ghats in Idukki district along the banks of Periyar Lake bordering Tamil Nadu. It is also a tiger reserve and an elephant reserve. It is a 925 km square protected area. About 350 km square area of it was declared of national parks in 1918, often called Tekadi. The history of PWSNP is associated with the construction of the Mullaperiyar Dam across Periyar River. The construction of the dam resulted in the formation of Periyar Lake in 1895. In 1899, the surrounding forest area was declared as Periyar Lake Reserve Forest. In 1914, the area of this reserve was expanded to form the Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary. In 1978, the sanctuary was brought under Project Tiger Mission and was made the 10th Tiger Reserve of India. In 1991, the sanctuary was also made an elephant reserve. The reserve forest is tropical evergreen and most deciduous. The sanctuary is inhabited by rich fauna. Around 35 species of mammals and 265 species of birds have been reported. The common birds include Malabar grey hornbill, Nilagiri wood pigeon, Nilagiri flycatcher, etc. Birds such as black buzza, Nilagiri thrush, little spider hunter, Gracmini kite, great hornbill, etc. are seen less frequently. Next, Malabar Wildlife Sanctuary. MWLS is a part of the Western Ghats Biodiversity Hotspot and the Wayanad Elephant Reserve and comes under Nilagiri Biosphere Reserve. The sanctuary is located in Chakitapara and Kurachundu Reserve villages of Koilandi Taluk, Kozhikode district. Its total area is around 75 km square. The sanctuary area forms the watershed of Kuttiyadi River. The reservoirs at Kakkayam, Perivannamudi and Bana Surumala are located in the sanctuary area. The reservoirs, rivers and hydroelectric projects in the area sustain the water and electricity needs of Kozhikode. Urakuri is a picturesque spot and an important tourist destination of the area. Next is the flora. The sanctuary area consists of diverse types of vegetation such as West Coast tropical evergreen, West Coast semi-evergreen, southern moist mixed deciduous and hilltop evergreen forests, dry grasslands and marshy grasslands. There are more than 700 species of the flowering plants, of which 226 species are endemic to southern Western Ghats, and 69 species come under threatened categories. More than 200 species of medicinal plants have been reported from this area. 52 species of bryophytes have also been reported. Of this, 16 are new to Kerala and 9 to Peninsular India. Fauna. Surveys have reported 41 species of mammals, 179 species of birds, 36 species of reptiles and 38 species of amphibians. 6 mammalian species, 10 avian species, 8 reptilian species and 26 amphibian species are endemic to Western Ghats. Also, 6 species of mammals are range restricted. 5 are globally threatened and 13 are listed in the Schedule 1 of Indian Wildlife Protection Act, that is 1972. The forest area of the sanctuary is an ideal habitat for king cobra. Philatus Ponmudi, Philatus annuli, Philatus tuberohumerus, Philatus neurostigona, Philatus ocalandre, Philatus acroparallagi, and Philatus chromosynthesis are recently discovered amphibians. The streams of Kakayam support 52 species of fishes, of which 21 species are endemic to Western Ghats. The hill stream habitat of Kakayam is home to the endangered Mashville tor kundre. About 143 species of butterflies and 51 species of dragonflies have been reported. Of this, 8 species of butterflies and 11 species of dragonflies are endemic to the Western Ghats. Features of in situ conservation and wildlife sanctuaries. There is the Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary, Malabar Wildlife Sanctuary, fauna and flora. Thank you.